This is Wade, and you are not on Viltrum. You are in Wade World. And today we're going to talk about this animated series, this cartoon that Wade stumbled upon. And it's quite interesting. It's about this race called the Viltrumites, or basically like if Superman and the Kryptonians were more ruthless, right? And they weren't just goody two shoes like Ultraman in DC. And their entire philosophy is to purge the weakness among them and then go out to conquer the world. So basically, they get stronger every time they're almost killed. So like Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyans plus the Kryptonians, without any requirements of suns. And we're going to look into their philosophy and see if it's actually superior. Is it like the perfect civilization? It won't look like it because, without further ado, let's see where purging the weak among them brought them. So let's go.
Too long, Nolan.
What do you want, Thrag?
Simply to talk to an old friend.
Since when do we talk?
We've always talked. Some simply chose not to listen.
So this guy that is talking to this guy is Omni-Man. He was sent to conquer Earth, but he had a son there, and apparently it turns out that the dying Viltrumites and human DNA is really compatible and gives rise to an even stronger species than the Viltrumites alone. And that guy is the genetically perfect Viltrumite. So he's the strongest Viltrumite ever. He was made and created. And he's basically their leader, but not their emperor. He's waiting for the emperor to come back or to trace the emperor's bloodline. Which, spoilers ahead, turns out to be Omni-Man Nolan and his son Mark, who is a Viltrumite human hybrid. Anyway, let's continue.
And talk.
Come home, Nolan. Come home, and all will be forgiven.
We have no home.
Nice
This
lightning.
place is a tomb.
Viltrum is not a tomb.
Menacing. Ooh, lightning.
It is who we are. We will restore it to what it was, as we will restore our people to their rightful place in the galaxy.
There's barely 40 of us left, Thrag.
40 Viltrumites, who know you better than you know yourself, who have fought beside you.
So think of a race that has billions or maybe hundreds of millions, and they were so ruthless in weeding out the weakness that there are only 40 left. So right off the bat, there is a balance in the reality. And the balance is between order and chaos. And both extremes lead to misery. Extreme order leads to misery, and extreme chaos leads to misery. And this is the result of extreme order tending towards it.
Who have suffered. But the man who almost caused our extinction is?
I know Thetis created the scourge.
And yet you fight beside him. He committed genocide on his own people.
To stop us from committing it on others.
You know we only ever did what was necessary to preserve order.
Like coming after my sons.
We tested your sons, as we have all been tested. Do Thetis will be as kind to them if he wins this war? Ah, I see you're not as naive as I feared.
Before we go ahead, just to recap that the guy was floating Thrag. He is objectively the strongest Viltrumite, bar none. Then comes Mark, who is this other guy's human Viltrumite hybrid son. He's the second most powerful, and then Nolan is the third most powerful. So this guy is not just some random dude with like a nice silver hairstyle going on. He is literally someone who destroyed entire civilization, species, and planets. All right, let's continue.
This room once echoed with thousands of voices, all united with the knowledge that the universe belonged to Viltrum. Argal showed us this, taught us our true power. Thetis was a coward. You know that, don't you?
It doesn't change anything.
Fighting for him is fighting for your own destruction, your family's destruction.
I won't let him hurt my family.
You already have.
It's over, Thrag. The entire galaxy is unified against us. But it doesn't have to end with our extinction. Agree to terms, and I will stop this, no matter what Thetis wants.
Would our Emperor ever agree to terms?
Look around, Thrag. We lost. Can't you see why all this fell?
This is our home. We will rebuild it.
No. You won't.
If any Viltrumite leaves a void in me.
Before we go on, so when the Viltrumites, usually they make an example of a couple of people, and then they're like, yo, you should be part of the Viltrum Empire. And then basically, because they're the strongest and the most superior, they're the top dogs, but they give you advanced technology, healthcare, etc., etc. What is this? See what YouTube is saying. Studio content manager. All right, whatever. So anyway, they give you a lot more technology, a lot more order, and peace. But again, that peace is built on a foundation of not balance, but ruthless order. That is literally why the galaxy is united against them, because they don't allow any chaos. And as we've discussed many times, and we are living in chaotic times where the people who spread chaos are literally running some major infrastructure of the Western world, including YouTube. And this is the opposite. This would be like absolute order, which is its own kind of misery. So that's what the discussion is about. That's what this guy is saying. Like, we are correct. And he's like, yo, we're 40 of us left. We need to maybe like take a step back and think about, reassess our entire approach. So yeah, let's go forward. Disagreement here. This guy that got constantly destroyed planet. Some random dude. Some random dude got absolutely steamrolled there. This guy's called Thrag. All right, let's see Thrag. Thrag. A little bit of history of Thrag. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Of this guy. So, a very fascinating series, right? We've got Mark on the one hand, and we'll see him. He's half human, half Viltrumite, and he's stronger than almost all Viltrumites. Probably down the line, because Viltrumites live for thousands of years, and as they grow older, they age slower, and they grow stronger every time they're killed. So this guy is not only stronger than both Nolan and Mark, he's also older. and Mark might be the second strongest character in this universe, and he just looks like a teenage boy. But this guy's at another level, and we're gonna see that. Is like leaning more towards the emotional reactions that are basically symptoms of chaos, childishness, and all that. Like he's very emotional about stuff that happens, but you can't be at this level of power and authority. And this guy, Thrag, is the exact opposite in like extreme order. But as the series progresses, the reason Mark is going to win, that's the message somewhat, is that he will realize that there is a balance that can be struck between chaos, being too emotional, and order, being too ruthless and reasonable. And that itself is a big thing that a lot of people should take from, because they're like, oh man, the Viltrumites are awesome. Not really. They went from a thriving civilization to 40 of them left, like on the verge of extinction. They are an endangered species. And they continue to do the same things which will get them killed. So they're like a very powerful version of the dodo. They're like a retarded dodo, but that's like a super powered version of the dodo, right? And that itself is an indication of the incorrectness of this approach. Now, whether the writers understand this or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is Wade has assessed that you can't have 100% order. That's also miserable. There was a very interesting book written, lengthy, lots of simp like characterization of the females in this about the masculine versus the feminine magic and what's what. Like, the way he describes force like riding a roaring river on the edge. How we are, and we have to be in control all the time, whereas the girls are more like a gentle one. Anyway, the guy is pretty simpy, but the ending that he comes to is correct, that extreme order and extreme chaos both are horrible. You have to have a balance, have chaos that can create so much evil in the world. It does, but that we live in. And until we can be powerful enough to change it, if we can, we should see whether it's desirable, because without chaos, order never gets its edge. You know, the absence of one or the other itself leads to the weakness in the other. The absence of all order leads to the weakness in chaos, which generates order. The absence of all chaos leads to weakness in order, which generates chaos. It's pretty much yin and yang. So, anyway, going forward, that's what you got to keep in mind. But let's see what else he's saying.
Against us, who brought stability to madness, brought order to chaos. They are.
That's literally the thing there, like the brought order to chaos. That's a great drive, by the way. That is a great drive to bring order to chaos, but it's misguided. It's like the people who are vectors of chaos, they do it genetically. They do it because they are programmed to be doing it. Even if you erase their genetics, the idea of attracts those who are genetically susceptible to it, right? And the same way with order. So maybe bring lies. And only third, fourth strongest team. And remember Conquest, the guy who almost defied the most powerful Thrag. So this skinny guy killed Conquest after being absolutely railroaded by Conquest the first or second time he met him. So again, so human beings apparently are like this missing link that make the Viltrumites even stronger than the genetically perfectly they are. So he's gonna attack Thrag, and let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, and they can survive in space for long periods of time. They can just hold their breath or something, and it works as long as they took a breath before leaving for space. And they can travel faster than light. So pretty much Superman-ish.